Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm Zara Premji, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Markham, Ontario, Canada, and I am coming to you for your weekly Facebook crafting show. It's Wednesday, October the 21st, and it's about 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to give it a few minutes to let people find this in their feeds and hop on. And please do say hello as you are jumping on. It's always so good to hear from everybody. I'm just going to find this on my computer so that I can continue to see comments once we start crafting. And hopefully I can respond. I'm not the greatest at multitasking, so sometimes people will comment and then I won't see it for a while because I get pretty focused on my crafting. But I will do my best. Hello, Laura. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. So how is everybody doing? It has been a day here. I'm glad it's Wednesday and that there are 2 days left in the week. It was a super, super busy day with work. And then we had virtual curriculum night. So for my kids' school every year, we go to the school and we have an opportunity to meet the teachers, and they do what's called curriculum night, and they talk about kind of what they're going to be doing this year, how they structure their classes. They talk about things like agendas and things like that. And so this year, as I'm sure is the case for many of you that have kids in school, our curriculum night was virtual. So we got a notification from the teacher saying that we're going to be doing virtual curriculum night. It's going to be through Google Meet. So it's kind of like more video conferencing. And then basically the teacher went through a slide presentation where she talked about, just kind of, she shared a little bit about herself. There was a message from the principal. They talked a lot about how they're maintaining safety and social distancing in the classes. It was unlike any curriculum night I've ever attended. I'm not going to lie, it was convenient to be able to do it from the comfort of our home, but also very different from, being able to see other parents and see the teacher in person. But I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm grateful that they even went ahead and did that. And it was still nice to get to know Amelia's teacher. She actually just changed teachers, this week, so it's a new classroom for her. But anyway, so it's been a busy day, and then I just ran upstairs to grab something, and my husband was trying to get Amelia to work on her 4 times tables, and so that caused a little bit of a meltdown. So that's why I'm a few minutes late jumping on, but give me a second to say hello. I've seen a few people hop on. Hi, Shelly. And hello, Dory. Thank you for watching. If you are watching, please do say hello in the comments below. I don't have my prizes with me, but I do raffle off prizes to anyone that comments below. And of course, if you share the video, just comment below that you've shared it, and I will enter you in for a drawing. Hi, Aviva. So let me tell you what we're doing today. We have an awesome sale happening right now on our designer series paper, also known as DSP, also known as pretty patterned paper. And so I'm going to be showing you 3 easy ways to use up some of your patterned paper. Now, the paper pack that I'm using is a part of our Halloween suite in our holiday catalog, but you'll see that it can be used for non-Halloween themed projects. And you can kind of take what I'm doing with these projects and use it with any of your other papers that you might have, okay? So even if you're not necessarily really into doing Halloween treats or projects, you can certainly use the projects that I'm doing and the measurements for them and use them for different themes. And you can do them for birthdays or Christmas, or if you're in the States, you can do them for Thanksgiving. We have had our Thanksgiving already, but anyway, hopefully this will give you a little bit of inspiration. But we have an awesome sale right now on our designer series paper. It's 15% off for the month of October, so that inspired me to be able to create some projects with our designer series paper. Hello, Lucy. Oh, I'm so happy you're watching live. I know I always see your comments in the replay, but I'm so grateful to have you watching live. So it's really great to see your name pop up. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera down. Please feel free to share any comments, thoughts. Tell me about your day. I know like we have days here that some days just seem really smooth and then other days just seem really bumpy. And today was kind of a bumpy day for us. Not a bad day, but just lots of little things to kind of get through. But I'm really happy to be here crafting with you guys. And it's always, I feel like I'm just hanging out with friends. So I love hearing from you guys, and please do continue commenting. It's nice to see you guys saying hello to each other. So give me a second while I flip this down and then we will get started. Hi, Anise. Okay, here we go. All right, let me move this. I need to invest in one of those fancy softwares where you can see my hands and my face and kind of just have everything transition really smoothly. Oh dear, Dory, I'm seeing your comment that you've pulled your back and you're resting for the last 5 days. I am sorry to hear that, and I hope that you feel better soon. That is not a good body part to injure. I mean, there's no body part that's good to injure, but I've had back problems before, and that is not fun. Okay, here we go. Let me share a few announcements. The first one is I am part of a tutorial bundle group. For those of you that watch me weekly, this will be no surprise to you. I mention it every week. But I am part of a tutorial bundle group, and each month we create projects and put together a tutorial bundle that contains supplies, measurements, color photos, kind of everything that you need to be able to recreate the projects. And for this month, we are using the Coming Home suite, or is it Home for the Holidays? And this is a really cute suite. It's got designer series paper. It has ribbon, gems. It's got a beautiful stamp set and paper that coordinate with it. And the designer series paper for this suite is actually on sale as part of our 15% off sale. If you place any order with me using the host code, and you should be able to find that in the description, I will send you this tutorial bundle for free. So it's just like tons of inspiration in there, projects that you can absolutely duplicate and or use them as inspiration for other projects. So that's that. You get that for free if you place an order with me, any size order. And then if you place an order of $50 or more with me, you're going to get free product. So I'll be sending you an embellishment with a thank you card in the mail. And if your order is over $100, you're going to get even more product for free. Okay, so it's a great opportunity to get more bang for your buck if there are products that you want to order. Everything that we're going to be using in today's projects can be ordered from my website, and that link is above as well. So I mentioned our designer series paper sale. So it's 15% off a selection of 15 different designer series papers. So some of them are from our annual catalog and some of them are from our holiday catalog. So whether you are looking for paper for a birthday or thank you cards or scrapbook projects, or you want to do your holiday crafting, then there's definitely something in this sale for you. Okay, so that's our DSP sale. And let me tell you what we are going to be, oh, hold on one second. The other thing sorry, I had to run away from my desk for a second. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is that I am starting a card club, okay? I've offered a card club before. I did a holiday card club last year. That was in person before COVID, and it was very well received. People really enjoyed it, so I've decided to offer it again, although this time it will be virtual. So this is kind of a go at your own pace. You will receive all the materials for 8 cards, and it'll always feature a stamp set or a bundle. So for the last month, for October, that has now closed, we are using the Tag Buffet stamp set, and I will release the next month's card club featured bundle or stamp set, and then you will get all the materials to create 8 projects, so 4 cards, 2 of each, and then you'll also get $25 in product. So for this last month's card club, they'll be getting ribbon and some other goodies. I'm not actually going to share them because I know that some people that are watching this have ordered the club, and I want it to be a little bit of a surprise, but the projects are already pre-designed, so even if you are not an experienced, or you know, you don't have consider yourself to be able to design a lot, then the designs are already done for you, and you get full written step-by-step instructions to walk you through creating the projects. You can do them on your own, you can do them with your family members, you can do them with friends online. So there's lots of different opportunities to do this and kind of, you know, have it as a social opportunity, or just do it on your own in the in quiet of your own home and in your pajamas. Okay, so let me tell you, oh Dory, I'm sorry you're missing your card making. And okay, I'm glad that this is bringing you some comfort. Okay, let me see, where is the Magic in This Night suite? So this is considered our Halloween suite. Normally I have a little tape flag marking my pages, but I didn't get a chance to do that today. So today I'm going to be using some products from the Magic in This Night suite. It's a gorgeous suite of products, and it contains a number of different products. I'm having word finding difficulties, sorry. So the first thing that I want to show you is the Magic in This Night Designer Series paper. This is a 12 by 12 paper, and we will be using this on some of the projects today. I'll show you a 6 by 6 sample of each of the papers, and what you're seeing is front and back, okay? So I've got both sides showing, and it's gorgeous paper. And while there are a few in here that I would say are fairly Halloween themed, like this paper here with the little spiders on it, you have the other side, which is not necessarily Halloween themed at all and can be used year round. So this would make a really fabulous masculine card. This one here would make a beautiful wedding card, and I'm also going to be using it for a different card today. And then, you know, you've got just some different colors. I just love the textures and patterns of this paper. I think this one might be my favorite, but they're all gorgeous, and it's just a really versatile paper, and I love the color combination. So we always come out with a Halloween patterned designer series paper every year, and I think this one maybe is at the top of my list of faves. So that's included, as well as the Hallows Night Magic Bundle. You can see that larger on the other side of the page. So there's a gorgeous stamp set, has this tag type image, and then it has dies that will cut that out, and then these gorgeous ornate bats, and then some beautiful fonts for the sentiments. Okay, and then there's this cute little spider, and anything that you see with the white outline here can be cut out with our dies, and these are what the dies look like. So there are some that'll cut out the images, and then there's this gorgeous border die, and then there's a flower and a leaf. So again, while it is intended to be a Halloween stamp set, there are parts of it that can be used for other occasions in the year. There's also an embossing folder called Cobwebs 3D. And then there is black glitter paper, which is fabulously gorgeous. And then we have these iridescent pearls, and then the 1.5 inch metallic mesh ribbon. So I'm going to be using a number of products in this suite, and hopefully you'll be inspired to use some of these. Oh, did I move the mic? Okay. Aviva, am I okay now? I'm looking at your comment saying I should talk a little louder, but now that I'm close to the microphone, hopefully you can hear me. Just let me know if you can't, okay? Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is this cute little pouch that I'm going to teach you how to make. And this is using one sheet of 12 by 12 designer series paper. So these are a couple of samples. These were inspired by my friend Jen Hill, and I saw her make these and thought I have to recreate them. So I did these with our In Good Taste designer series paper. Okay, so this is what we're going to make. These ones are holding a little hot chocolate pouch, and the one that I'm going to show you is actually holding a chocolate bar. This is one of my favorite chocolate bars. This will definitely get eaten at some point after this Facebook Live, maybe not today. But I've taken the Halloween designer series paper, and then I've created a little pouch. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And all you need for this is some designer series paper. You need your paper trimmer, and then of course whatever you'd like to embellish it with. Okay, so I'm using this sheet of designer series paper. And on one side it's got this really pretty floral pattern, and then there's some cobwebs on here, and then on the other side is this black and white sort of, it looks like they're line drawn or hand drawn lines. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to cut off 1.5 inches. Okay, so let me just do that first. And the direction does matter. So you are going to, whatever direction you want your pouch facing is what you want going vertically in when you're cutting off your 1.5 inches, okay? So I'm cutting this off here. And actually, I just realized that my trimmer blade is getting a little dull. So I'm just gonna replace the blade quickly because I don't want to have these kind of frayed edges. So give me 1 second. So you can order replacement blades for your trimmer. They come in a pack of 4. I think they're around $16. And I find that the blades last quite a while, so I don't have to replace them too often. Okay, so now that I've done that cutting, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this 90 degrees and I'm going to score it at 6 inches, okay? So just going to do 1 score line with my scoring blade. And then I'm going to turn it this way and I'm going to score at 3¼ inches. And I'm going to flip it around 180 degrees and I'm going to score it again at 3¼ inches. Okay, so that's all the scoring you need to do. I know it's going to be hard to see on this paper, but there are 2 score lines here and 1 score line across the middle. So the next thing I want to do is I now want to cut along this score line to the 3¼ inch score line. So I'm going to line up that score line with the track in my trimmer, and I'm going to take my trimmer blade and I'm going to go to the 3¼ inch mark, okay? So that should get me right to, it's a little hard to see when you've got black patterned paper on the trimmer, so you could actually put a post-it note. So if you are having trouble seeing the numbers, what you can do is just put a little post-it note on this side here underneath, like so, and then I can line up, let me just line up that score line, and then I can bring this down and then I can see where my 3¼ inch marking is, okay? So if you're having trouble seeing, or if the paper that you're using is too dark or has too much pattern on it, then you can use the post-it note to be able to see it. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is you want to decide which pattern you want on the outside, okay? So hang on, is this going to work? I think this is right. I'm going to fold these down. So I'm basically taking this corner and lining it up against this score line, and I'm just going to use my bone folder here. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side here. So you're just bringing down these corners along the score line, okay? So there's no measuring needed here at this point. You're just using the score lines that you've already created. And we're just going to fold that way. And then do the same thing right here. And I'm just using my bone folder. Okay. And then we're going to fold this inwards, like so. And then going this way. So you want to make sure that the edges are lined up. So if that means that you kind of have to modify your score line a little bit, that's okay. And then we're going to do that on this side like so. So do you see how that's starting to come together? And then you fold it over like this and you've got your little pouch. It looks almost like a little suit jacket, doesn't it? And then to just close off the bottom, you are just going to use a little mini stapler or even a regular stapler. Mine's a little miniature one. Although the staples in this are regular size, standard size staples. And of course, I've run out of staples. Okay, you guys get the picture. I don't even know where my staples are, so I'm not going to bother to look for them. So I'm going to then just take the piece that I had cut off. So you had seen that I had cut off 1.5 inches. I'm actually going to use that as my belly band. Okay, so I'm going to fold that this way. So hopefully you can see how this could be done very easily with any pattern paper that you have. So tell me, you know, if you can think of other occasions that you would want to use this type of a little pouch for. because I could see lots of possibilities for sure for Christmas. And, you know, if you wanted to give a birthday gift and you wanted to put a little treat and a little bit of cash or that kind of thing, there's lots of different possibilities there, okay? So you've got your little pouch here, and the next thing we're gonna do is decorate. So I'm just gonna grab some of my scrap pieces, and we're going to use the Hallows Night Magic and the Halloween Magic dies, okay? So I want to show you one quick trick before I get started with the designing. This is a little trick that I learned about how to mount your cling mount stamps onto the stickers, okay? So I've been doing it a different way, but I saw my friend do this on one of her Facebook Lives, and I wanted to just show you how to do it because I thought it was super cool. So I'm actually just peeling the sticker right off the sheet here, and I'm putting it onto a clear block like that. And then every time you pull off one of these stickers, there's like a slit down the middle, so you can peel off part of the backing, okay? And then you can peel off the other side as well. Hello, Dawn, Sonia, Glenna. Oh, it's nice to see you all joining live. I'm happy to have you here. It's like a little crafting party. Okay, so then you're going to take the stamp and you're going to line it up. You might want to put it over something dark, okay? So right now I've got it over the grid paper, which is a little hard to see, but now that I've got it over something dark, I can see the outline of the sticker. And then I'm just going to match up the stamp to the outline of the sticker. And then I can just peel it right off and my sticker is mounted. Isn't that neat? I don't know if you guys have already been doing that, but I just thought that was mind-blowing. So I wanted to share that with you. So there you go. There's a little tip for you. Okay, so let's do our stamping. And for those of you that know me, you're going to be shocked that I'm using Cajun Craze. I will admit it's not my favorite Stampin' Up color, but I've used it more in this past few months than I've used it my entire Stampin' Up journey. Like, I've been a Stampin' Up demonstrator for over 7 years, and I have used Cajun Craze more this season than I have in the last 7 years. So it's growing on me. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this beautiful border image. Okay, and it's actually a really pretty color for fall and for Halloween. So you might not see me using it any other time of year. And I'm not trying to discourage you from using it. It's just not my fave. I'm really into like pinks and light blues, and so I can't have so many favorites, right? So now I'm taking the Happy Halloween stamp and I'm just stamping that right in the center of that border. And I'm going to take the dies and I'm going to cut them out. Thank you for sharing, Sonia. I appreciate that. Oh, hello, Joan. Oh my goodness. It's like a family gathering here. I love seeing all your names popping up. Okay, so here we go. We're going to use this die here and we're going to cut that out. And then I'm going to show you a little trick, because what I've done here is I've also got this layer behind it, which I'm going to show you how to do. Okay, so I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm just going to lay this down. So when it comes to dies that are going to cut the outline of an image, you always want to stamp first before you cut. And so that way you can, you know, get a good cut around the outline. So I'm going to cut that out. Okay, so you can see that I've got that perfectly cut like that. And then I'm actually going to cut 2 more of these labels. So let me show you something with our dies. There is another larger tag die, but this, if I were to put it on the front of my pouch, is going to be a little bit too wide, and then the bow won't, the mesh ribbon will kind of be hanging off the side. So I wanted to cut it a little smaller. So instead of using the larger layering die, I'm actually going to be cutting out 2 of the same size die, and I'll show you how I layered those. This is a little trick for you. And you can do this with any of your punches and dies that are kind of a label or a tag shape. What I also love about these dies is, again, the shape of these tags and the fact that they can be used for so many other projects. So even if you don't necessarily have a lot of use for the stamp set, the dies are definitely versatile and can be used for lots of different projects. Okay, let me get this out of the way. I love you, Stampin' and Cut and Emboss machine, but I don't need you right now. Okay, so that's that. Let me show you how you can layer this. So I'm just going to take my little label here and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on one side, and then I'm just going to lay that down, leaving about, oh, it's a little less than 1/4 of an inch at the top. So the sides won't necessarily have the, they won't have the border, but you can certainly see it at the top and the bottom. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other one here. Isn't that a neat trick? You can do that with just about anything. Any tag punch or die, you can do that with, okay? So that's going to go like this right over where the belly band is. But before I do that, I'm going to use my mesh ribbon. I'm just going to pull that up, and I'm actually going to steal my chocolate bar from here. I'm going to put it in here just so that I can get a sense of how tight I need to tie this. So this is the gorgeous metallic mesh ribbon. This can actually be colored with Stampin' Blends. Let me show you. So if you wanted to color this in a different color, you can just use your Stampin' Blends. And what's great about these is because they are alcohol-based markers, you're not going to get a ton of like smudging on your fingers. So all you need to do is basically just color. I'm not going to actually put this on my project. I just want to show you how you can color this ribbon to literally any color that you want, or any color that our Stampin' Blends come in. Okay, so let me cut that out so that you can see. So that one I used the Blackberry Bliss, so you can see the difference. Okay, so this mesh ribbon is so versatile. You can use it in any color on any project, and I think it's gorgeous. It's just fab. Okay, so I'm going to cut some of this out, and let's tie a little bow here, or a little knot. I'm not going to do a bow. I'm just going to do a knot. And I love that it kind of covers the strip of Designer Series paper I'm using as my belly band, but still shows it. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to just cut this end here so it adds a little bit of shine and sparkle. And then I will put down my sentiment here with some dimensionals. So I'm going to use 4, one on each corner. Now who here is going to try this little project? Hi, Michelle. Hi, Carol. Carol, you were asking for a tutorial on this project. So hopefully you joined us early enough that you got to see most of it, but if not, you can always go back and watch the replay. Okay, so that's that. And then we want to cut out some little bats. So this is a sample of our black glimmer paper, and it's so sparkly and shiny and beautiful. And I just want to use it on this project. So I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm just using this die here, and this has 3, this is going to cut out 3 little bats. So we'll just cut that out. Okay, they're probably stuck on my, yep. I need some new cutting plates. I've really been giving my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine a workout. Okay, so my little bats are over here, and we're just going to use these to add a bit of sparkle. And I'll just put a little tiny drop of liquid glue in 3 different spots, and then I'm just going to stick them down. So I'm going to put the small ones up at the top, like so. And then this one at the bottom. Now, they just announced this week that trick-or-treating in the hot spots in Ontario is not recommended. I don't know if they've like forbidden it, but it's definitely not recommended. And so we're definitely not going trick-or-treating. We're going to do something fun at home for the kids. So it's a weekend, and so we're going to still let them dress up, and we'll probably give them a whole whack of treats, and we'll probably order some takeout and watch a fun Halloween movie. Nothing too scary because my daughter will not be able to handle it. But I still want to create little treats for them. So this would be the kind of thing that I could give them. Or we could send these to school for their teachers, and of course put a little post-it note to say that our hands were sanitized when we made them, or giving them to friends or family members or neighbors. So this is a really cute treat, and you know, you can do this with any kind of paper, and even if it's not for Halloween, like I said, you can do this for any time of year. So these ones here are really nice for fall. This one I think is good for any time of year, and the sentiment says, I thought of you today. So, you know, I think who wouldn't want to receive something like that, just to brighten their day and bring a smile to their face. So let me put these here while I tidy up the mess. Oh, Aviva, you've already made these. I'm glad to hear that. And did you find it easy enough? Okay, I'm just going to stop and read some comments here. Lucy is going to make, it's a great project for Christmas. We'll add an insert and attach a gift card as well as a candy cane. I love it. Lucy, if you make something like that, can you please show me? I would love to see it. And Aviva, I want to know what you made them for, or which sweet you made them with. Okay, so that's project number 1. I'm just going to get some of this stuff out of the way. I'm glad you guys liked that. The next 2 projects are going to be much easier and probably faster. The next one I'm going to show you is really just taking the designer series paper and wrapping a candy bar. Okay, so this is the second one that I'm going to show you, and I've just taken a Hershey, the same chocolate. So I bought 3 of them. Maybe I bought 4 of them. I think one of them's been opened. But I just took the Hershey's chocolate bar. I got this from our Dollarama. And I've just wrapped it. So let me show you how easy that is to do. And I took a piece of 5.5 by 5.5 designer series paper. Okay, so this one I said is one of my favorite patterns. So I use that. And then I'm going to use this one as well. I love this large floral print, excuse me. And I'm just going to put a long strip of Stampin' Seal. I'm not doing any kind of scoring or anything. And I'm just going to set that down right here. Okay, so I'm attaching it to, you don't even have to stick it right to the candy bar. You can just wrap it around and then stick it to each other. Okay, so like stick one end to the other end if you don't want to stick it to the candy bar and you want to create more of a belly band. And then I'm just going to wrap that around. You just want to pull it relatively taut and just adhere that. Okay, so you're just going to put a little bit of pressure just to stick that down. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm taking another piece of paper in the same pack, and this is, it's got a pretty peacock, oh my god, what is this called? It's like a damask pattern, but I can't remember what this shape is called. And so I'm just going to stick that, and I'm just adding a little bit of contrast here. I told you I was having some word finding difficulties. You might see a lot of that tonight. Okay, so I'm going to just stick that down, put a little bit of Stampin' Seal here, and then set that down like that. Okay, so it's like I mean, I don't think there's an easier way to use your designer series paper than to just wrap it around something. And who wouldn't love to get this? I think it's just so cute. So I'm using my mesh ribbon again. On my original project, I used our black organdy ribbon, and then this is how much I had left. So I wouldn't have been able to do much with that. So we're gonna go back to our mesh ribbon, and I'm gonna cut, hopefully this is enough. I'm gonna try and do a bow with this. And so I'm just gonna tie that like so. And I love that the edges of this candy bar are silver, so I feel like it matches really nicely with this metallic ribbon. I'm just going to tie a bow. Let's see how this goes here. And if you're not really a fan of tying bows, you can definitely just do a knot. It looks just as beautiful. I'm having a hard time finding the tail. There we go. Okay. So when you've got your bow done, you just hold on to the knot and then adjust the loops so that it looks nice and poofy and fluffy. There we go. And then you can just pull it a little bit tight and then cut off the ends. Isn't that cute? And so for this one, I'm using a different stamp set. I am using the Little Treats stamp set, and this has a set of dies that coordinate with it. And if you watched my Facebook Live a few weeks ago, I did a few treats using this this die here. So this actually will cut out the box, and then it has all your score lines, and you basically just assemble it. For this project, I used these two dies. So I used this little stitched scalloped circle. There's like scalloped on the edge and then stitching on the inside. And then I used this tag as well. So I've got these two already done. And I chose to use Smoky Slate to put my sentiment on because I like it, because the edges of this are silver. And I felt like white might be a little bit too stark on this. Although, given that I'm using this designer series paper, the white might have looked okay. Okay. You like the chocolate bar wrap idea? Okay, Aviva, this is like, you know, if you need to make a project really fast or make a little treat for somebody really fast, you just grab whatever paper you have lying around, cut up 5.5 by 5.5 and just wrap it. So I would suggest keeping some of these on hand, but I definitely couldn't do that in my house because when I know there's chocolate in the house, I have to eat it. So in my case, I would have to buy it right before I need to give it away. Okay, so I'm using the stamp that says Happy Happy Halloween. And in this stamp set, there's also, like, there's a number of different sentiments in here. There's a birthday one. There's one that says Especially for You, Ho Ho Ho, Merry Christmas, a little treat for someone sweet. So can you see the possibilities with a project like this and this stamp set and the coordinating dies? So I'll definitely be doing a Christmas version of the candy bar, but you could also do it for someone's birthday. And I just chose to use the Happy Happy Halloween. So I'm just going to use my seal to stick this down. And then you're going to want to put your dimensionals on either side of the tag here, and that way it'll kind of straddle your ribbon here, and that way it won't, I find it doesn't, the dimensionals don't stick as well to ribbon, so then sometimes the tag might lift off. But that's basically it in a nutshell. And the other thing that I forgot to add to my first project, if I can find them, is my iridescent gems, which are gorgeous, and you need to see them. They must be in my other basket. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, here they are. The iridescent pearls have, like, they can basically take on any color that you want. So there's a little bit of purple, there's blue, there's greenish tones to it. So depending on what your project looks like, it'll kind of pick up the colors from there. So I'm just gonna put one in the top right, and actually I think it's okay right there, like the way it is. This one I might just do in the bottom left corner. So you can see these gorgeous pearls and all the kind of, they're iridescent for sure. They just have this beautiful hue of different colors on them. So definitely a great embellishment, and definitely can be used for more than just Halloween. So that is project number 2. Are you guys with me so far? Are you guys good? Let's see. Yeah, Aviva, you'd have to give it right away, right? I know. I hear you. You're my people. Okay. Are you guys ready for the last project? This last project is not Halloween themed at all. It's just showing you a different way that you can use your designer series paper, and actually this particular pack of designer series paper, to create a beautiful card. So the black and white florals in this paper, like I said, can be used for a wedding card, can be used for a birthday, thank you. I'm using mine for a congratulations card, and I love this sentiment. It's from the Celebrate Sunflowers, and it says, congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful. This has beautiful sentiments and fonts, so let's celebrate you. Thanks a bunch, and know that you are loved. So this one here I am using with Magenta Madness, and I'll tell you what I've done here. So this is a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2 inches. Okay, so I'm just gonna burnish that. And then I've taken a piece that's just 1/8 of an inch smaller, okay? So normally I would do 1/4 of an inch, but this layer is actually 1/8 of an inch. So this layer measures 4 1/8 going this way by 5 3/8. Okay, so it's just 1/8 of an inch, and I'm actually just going to stick that right down so I don't lose it. And I will post the measurements in the description so that if you do want to use this layout or make something similar, you can definitely do that. And okay, so then now I've got my designer series paper here, and I've got a black layer. So you can take a sheet of designer series paper that measures 12 by 12, and you can actually make 6. Okay, so you could make 6 cards if you were using these measurements. So this piece of black measures 3 3 3/4. Let me get my ruler. Hold on. Sorry, 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And then this is just 1/8 of an inch smaller, okay? So 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. And like I said, I'll post those measurements, so don't worry about trying to remember them. I will share them. Okay, so I am just sticking this down like so. And I love the black and white on the Magenta Madness. Like I don't know what other, I was thinking maybe I would do a different color combination for the card that I was actually showing you on the live, but I really, really love this color combo. So I'm going to take my mesh ribbon, and I'm going to cut a long piece because I want to tie it again in a bow. I'm probably cutting more than I need, but it's hard to tie this bow while it's still on the roll. So I'm just going to do this. And then tie this in a bow. Let's hope it works. Okay, not too shabby. That's not bad. It's a sideways bow, but I kind of want it that way because I don't want it to cover my sentiment. So let's just cut that off, and this. You might even want to cut them a little shorter. Okay, so that's going to go here, and then let's just do some stamping. So I've got my piece of black glimmer paper here, and that's what I've used as my larger circle, and then I've got just a piece of Whisper White scrap. So let's get our sentiment out. Did you ask me if my ruler is a bee? Yeah, there are bees on it. I got this from one of our on-stage events, so one of our demonstrator events, and it was from a demonstrator named Lori Martin, who is in Smithfield. I don't know what that state is, RI. Someone help me out here. Oh my gosh, what would it be? All right, I don't know. For those of you that are good with US geography, what state is RI? I'm totally blanking. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this in Memento ink and close that up. And then I'm just using my circle punches. So I'm using my 2 1/4 inch circle punch to punch out the black glimmer paper. And then I'm using my 2 inch circle punch to punch out the sentiment. Okay, so you can do this with any punches that you have, even if you don't have both of these circle punches. If you have tags or things like that, I showed you that little layering trick. So even if you just have one punch, you can certainly still punch these out and create a layer. Okay, so let me find my liquid glue here, and I'm just going to stick this down. Oh, Rhode Island. Okay, thank you. All right. Here we go. Okay. We're putting lots of liquid glue on there. And that just ensures that it's going to stick down really nicely. You could use your Stamp and Seal or your Seal Plus. I find that those new adhesives do stick better to our glimmer paper. And the glimmer paper is actually it's quite fine. So it's not like big chunks of glitter. It's quite fine. So it sticks down really nicely. So let me get this stuck down onto my card. Let me make sure it's the right way. And we'll set that down here. So this is a super easy layout that you can use. Like anybody can do this, whether you're a beginner or if you're an avid stamper. If you want to mass produce a bunch of cards, this is a really easy way to do it, especially if you're using punches. You can just kind of get through everything so fast. So if you do have designer series paper lying around, you can chop it up and create some really simple cards, but beautiful. You can make them as stepped up as you like. I embossed the background I embossed this layer here with our Tasteful Textile embossing folder, but you could even just leave it plain. You could actually stick this layer right onto your card base. So there's just lots of different possibilities. You can simplify it or make it even more fancied up if you like, more gussied up. And then of course we need some little gems. And I'll just use my paper snips here. So on this sheet of the iridescent pearls, there are some small and some larger, or I guess medium and large size. They're not really that small. I'm just using the smaller of the two sizes and then just blinging it up a little bit. So tell me what you think. I'm going to bring in the other two projects and see what you think about them. I'm actually going to show you a couple of other projects that I've made using the designer series paper. So this is a pizza box, a little mini pizza box, and I just put a square of designer series paper. You can tell I really like the black and white floral, and I layered over a basic black square, and then I actually used the Cobwebs embossing folder to emboss the tag. So that's another variation. And then this one here, I created a little box. I did this on a past Facebook Live, and I used the Have a Hoot bundle, but you can see that I've used a different pattern of the designer series paper, which is also beautiful. So lots of different possibilities for taking your paper and cutting it up and making all sorts of fun, cute little projects. So let me pull these back in. And then where did our little pouches go? Here we go. Our little chocolate pouches, like so. What do you guys think? I hope you like them. Did you have a favorite project? If you did, tell me. But I hope that you enjoyed that. Let me just flip this back and see if I can see any comments. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hopefully my camera stand will stay. Did you guys love it? You love them all? Dory, you didn't have a favorite? I'm just going to scroll through the comments. Hello, Colette, Michelle. Hi, guys. Oh, it's so good to see your names. Hi, Heidi, Rosalie. Oh, so good. So good hanging out with all of you. So if you're just jumping on or you kind of jumped on in the middle, you can always catch the replay. Please continue to comment if you are watching the replay. I would love to hear from you, and tell me what you think of the projects. And certainly if you are making any of them, please do send me pictures or post them. I don't know if you can post on the page, but send me pictures. I would love to see all of the different variations and things that you're creating. And I appreciate you all joining me. I'll be here next Wednesday, and I will have some new projects for you all. If you have any requests, just send me a message or comment below for what you'd like to see. If there's a bundle or a particular product that you'd like to see projects with, but then let me know, and I'll definitely do my best to accommodate requests. So thanks so much, everybody. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you all next week. Bye for now.